Hovatek. Just a button away.
In this video tutorial, I'll be explaining how to back up a Mediatek device's firmware using WWR version 2.51 and SP Flash tool. We created a guide on using WWR using an earlier version, but between that version and version 2.51, the user interface has changed dramatically. So this guide is an update on using the latest version, which is 2.51. Before you can make use of this tool, you need to have installed your Mediatek v2.51 drivers. We have a guide on how to do that. I'll also add a link to that in the description. You also need to have downloaded your WWR and SP Flash tool. I will include links to those in the description also. I've created two additional folders for this particular guide. The ROM dump folder, where I'll be saving my raw dump from the device, and the process folder where my final backup is going to be stored. Once you have all these in place, you go ahead and you launch WWR. If you are using the add supported version of WWR, you are going to have to wait for about 120 seconds for the main dashboard to come up. If you do not like waiting this long each time you need to use the tool, then consider donating to the developer for an ad-free version. Your donation is going to help keep the tool free and also keep development ongoing. So I'm just going to stand by so you see what it feels like to have to wait. Alright, to have the dashboard up, let me quickly mention something. For those of you using small screen devices like the one I'm using for this guide, you might notice that the texts are all jumbled up. To fix that, simply reduce your font size under settings, font size. I have mine set to 6. Then you close and relaunch the tool. That will fix the issue. Now you head over to auto mode. Click on the first item, generating empty scatter file. You select your device's chipset and memory type. I'm working with an empty 6761 device, so I'll select that from the list. If you can't find your chipset on the list, then download the latest platform, the latest template file from our forum and add it to WWR folder, or you edit the template file using Notepad++. My device is in eMMC, so I'm going to add that. If you don't know how to find out your device's chipset, I will attach a link to the guide on how to do that so you can find out your chipset. Now once you've selected these two options, you click on create and save as. This is going to create a temporary scatter file which I will be saving to the ROM dump folder. Next, head over to the folder and you will find the scatter file. Next up, we are going to be dumping 3 files. First, the raw preloader. Second, the PGPT. Third, the full ROM dump. To dump the preloader, you are going to need scatter file and SP flash tool. So you launch SP flash tool. In SP flash tool, ensure to load your DAR file if you are using a secure boot device. This is it here, download agent. But I'm not using a secure boot device, so I'll be using the default download agent for SP flash tool. Next up, you load the scatter file under scatter loading by clicking choose. You select the scatter file WWR just created and then you click open. Next, head to the read back tab, highlight any item you find there and remove. Then you click add, double click. Now go to the folder I wish to save this file. I'm choosing my ROM dump, and I'll be naming this EMMC underscore boot 1. This is my raw preloader dump. Now for the address information, you open the scatter file using Notepad++. I have three values to enter: region, EMMC boot 1. This is for preloader. So I select EMMC boot 1. Start address 0x0, copy, paste here. Partition size, which is length, copy, paste here. Click OK. Now you click read back. At this point, you power off the device, still with battery in it. Do not hold any button. Then you connect to the PC via USB cord. Alright, that was done. You disconnect the device but do not power on yet. We still have two other readbacks to do. Click on this close and then head over to the folder. You have the EMMC boot 1. Now for the PGPT dump. PGPT shares the same address information as preloader. The only difference is the region. Preloader is on EMMC boot 1 region, while PGPT is on EMMC user region. The reason why we need PGPT is to help us locate the length address for our full dump. For the full dump, we know that the start address is 0x0. We know that the region is EMMC user, but we don't know the length for the full dump. That is what PGPT is going to help us find out. So PGPT dump comes up next. Double click this item. I'll be naming it PGPT region EMMC user. Start address 0x0 and partition size, which is your length. Paste. OK. Click read back. You reconnect the device. You don't have to power it on before reconnecting, just reconnect it in its current state. Alright, that read back is done. Now you have the PGPT. Now you head over to WWR, click on select file. You select the EMMC button, which is the raw preloader file, and you click open. You wait while WWR processes the preloader. Now that is done. Let me show you something quickly. You head over to the table of sections tab and you can see it's empty. So I'm going to populate this section by loading the PGPT. Click on select file, select PGPT, OK, or open rather. Now what you're looking at is all the partitions on the device, their start and length addresses. If you want to do a full dump, that is capture all partitions, the length value you are going to be using for your full dump is going to be this here. But sometimes you need to skip certain partitions because they are too large or you don't need them. Take for example, you might want to skip user data because it's very large, it's going to take time and you don't have much storage space on your device. That is one good reason why you might want to skip user data. In this example, I'm going to skip system because it's going to take a while to back up systems, data, and other heavy partitions. I want to make this very quick. Now, if you want to selectively back up some partitions, here's what you do. Let's say I want to back up everything from the top, but leave cache downwards out of my backup. So that means I want to back up VB meta up. Here's what you do. For the length value, you are going to select the start address for cache in this example. So when you use the start address of cache as your length value during the full dump readback, it's going to skip cache downwards but back up VB meta upwards. Now for this guide, I'm going to be stopping at vendor. I want to stop at vendor. I don't want to back up system downward. So what I'm going to need for my length value, will be the start address for system. So I copy this. So this is going to back up every item from the top down to vendor, but leave out system downwards. So I'm back to SP Flash tool. I double click. I will name this EMMC underscore user. Save. Now for the address info, region is EMMC user, start address is 0x0, then you paste your length value and then click OK and then read back. Now you connect the device to the PC for the third dump. I should mention that it's recommended you do a full dump. You never know what could go wrong, so I'm just skipping system and the rest just because they are heavy partitions and I want to make the tutorial run very quickly. So avoid interrupting the readback because this is going to be a heavy readback. Now the full dump is done. At this point you can put the device aside for now because I'm not going to be needing it for a while, so I'll put this aside. Now you have your full dump here. Next you go to WWR and you click select file. You select the EMMC user and then you click on open. Now you go back to the auto mode tab. We've done item number 1, you've done item number 2, you should be on item number 3 right now. So you could just select this option and then you click start the process. Now at this point, you select depending on what you are trying to achieve. If you are not certain of what to select, just select cut the ROM as it is. You click that item. What is about to happen is that WWR is about to cut the eMMC user into the components, files or partitions. Now you select the folder I wish to save your backup to. I'll be selecting the processed folder and then you click select folder. Now WWR is cutting eMMC user into the component partitions. Alright, so I have done, and if you check the folder, you're going to find all your files backed up to the folder. So that's how to use WWR version 2.51 and SP Flash to back up your Mediatek device's firmware. If you have any question about the guide or got stuck somewhere along the line, just drop your question as a comment below and we'll be happy to assist you. And if you found this guide very helpful, ensure to subscribe and share to keep getting more video tutorials from Hovatek.